Hey folks, JD here, and today we have got this guy. So let's open her up. This is the DHD Reddie. Look at that. Fits so nicely inside the transmitter. It really is a great way to carry around a quadcopter. Is this method? We have seen, this is the second, I believe, quadcopter that we've seen to carry its quadcopter in its transmitter. It is a fantastic way to save space. So, a couple of things first about this little guy. So as we saw in the unboxing, this is one totally complete unit. There are a couple of screws around the outside here that you can undo if you wanted to take this apart, but it doesn't come with any spare propellers, and the battery is totally encased under here. The motors are housed in the landing sprigs here, along with, obviously the landing sprigs have a little bit of rubber on the bottom there just to dampen the landing. All in all, it looks to be a great little unit. I'm really quite stoked to be taking this out and trying it. Now this is my first mesh type quadcopter, so let's see how it goes. The pre-flight checks have all been done. Obviously there's not really much I can do with this, as it has already been totally put together by the manufacturers, and there was no assembly required by me. But what I have done is I have gone through and checked all the screws underneath and checked all the rubber bungs there, just to make sure that they are okay and that there's no issues. Okay, so there we have it folks, let's take to the skies. So let's turn on the quadcopter just by pushing the little on button here. There we go. It's so bright out here today. Oh, I can just see a little flash there, but I was going to say it's so bright out here today I doubt I'll actually see the LEDs. On and off switch on the transmitter is just on the top here. It's a slide type switch. Slide it across, you'll have 3 beeps. Once you bind with the standard up and down, you'll have a solid red light here. That should indicate we are now ready to take her up. So here goes. Alright, here we are. So, she is, the motors sound, first thing I noticed straight off the bat is that the motors sound really strained. See, I'm just kind of holding the position a bit, but it does seem very kind of strained. Okay, so the manufacturers reckon there will be approximately 4 to 6 minutes of flight time, which is a real small number. This is really having issues in coming forward. Look at that, flat out. Okay, it's really not a central quadcopter at all. This is going to require quite a lot of trim. This is really requiring a lot of trim in order to stay slightly stable. Alright, so let's try a couple of 360 flips. Such a gimmick, but so much fun. Let's do it again, backwards. Okay, so this is having difficulty in flying forwards. It's having difficulty, I think, in keeping itself up as well by the sound of it. It really does sound strained. Come on, little guy! Okay, let's land him. Right, so I got a few issues with this straight off the bat. It's not able to fly forward on normal mode. Let's put it onto mode 3, its fastest mode, and see if it can. So, there we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so mode 1. Not good for the flying of it, but good just for hovering and doing a couple of stunts. So mode 1, 1 beep. Mode 2, 2 beeps. Mode 3, 3 beeps. And this really does accelerate quite quickly when you push it through to mode 3. It is a little bit of fun. It is a little bit of fun, quite literally a little bit of fun. It's tiny, but all in all, it's okay. I've used quite a bit of trim to get it to actually go forward, because when I had it, it just wanted to go back. And now it's quite stably kind of holding itself. We don't have much of a breeze here today, but the slightest breeze on this little thing is just going to make it go off course anyway. It's so small. Turning is excellent. Flying forwards, if you're on mode 3, works without an issue. It keeps its altitude really well, considering it's not an altitude hold quadcopter. Okay, so yeah, all in all, it's quite a fun little copter. Obviously, I think I would keep this to indoors. I wouldn't take this outside. Oh, is that the battery? Oh, I hope that's not the battery. It just seemed to fall. Oh, yeah, that's the battery. Look, I'm flat out. That's the battery gone. What was that? That was about 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Well, let's take it back for a verdict. Alright then, folks. So, this little guy. Well, he is really small. He is totally little. About the flight. Right, so honestly, I would keep this as an indoor copter, not take it out as an outdoor copter. It needed a lot of trim at the start, so a lot of trim because it kept on going backwards. Even when I wasn't pushing her, and then even when I was pushing her forward, there wasn't enough tilt at the front in order to let the quadcopter fly forward. So it was just kind of maintaining itself. After adding the little bits of trim, I did notice as well it was really struggling, so I put it up to mode 3. On mode 3, it really did move. Not as fast as we have seen from some other nanocopters, but still at quite some pace. So if flying in mode 1, you're just going to have some lift, enough to do some flips. Mode 2 will take you forward a little way. Mode 3 will give you the best results, but it will also drain the battery faster. Now, the battery. This battery has only got 4.5 to 5 minutes of flight time, which isn't great. 360 stunts and flips, no problem. Has that in it. It has that down without any issues whatsoever. At the charging of this guy took roughly about an hour and a half. The charging port in there. So yeah, all in all, I would say keep this as a beginner indoor copter. Don't take it out, and to be honest, you'll have a load of fun with it. After the first flight, no rubber bungs have gone missing, which is quite miraculous. When it did land all 4 on the ground like that. So to be honest, that in itself is quite a triumph. So yeah, I think all in all, I would be very happy with this as a beginner in an indoor setting, flying it around somewhere where you can just quite easily plug it back in, charge it up, and then fly it back off then with some ease. So there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I really hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.